All right, I think we're finally on. Cool. All right, what's happening, y'all? Welcome. Welcome. It is about 1 minute past here. Market open, and we have a slightly red market. Slightly. We have been at a very, very slow, grindy downtrend the entire overnight move. Here we are. I think NASDAQ just put in a new pre-market low. ES has not. Overall here, man, things are looking a little interesting. We have NVIDIA earnings on on Wednesday, holy crap, as well as a whole ton of the S&P and NASDAQ reporting. So a whole bunch. We have PCE on Friday. We have the market beginning to digest what Powell said last week about rate cuts. Don't need that. I need that. That's fine. There we go. Good morning, June. Trippy Mike. What's up? Everything else is already bouncing here. Let me turn on. I need to mute that. There we go. All right, so RTY. They are also red as well. I'll be looking for the small caps to kind of emerge on what's going to happen here. Sorry, I had Bookmap on, but I had to redo. There's Bookmap. Bookmap right now has liquidity lower down to 23,450. 23,450. So I'll be watching that. But overall, the theme here, man, is that NASDAQ is underperforming the S&P. RTY is still very bullish, other than obviously right now they're not, but down the macro charts. So I need to apply the three criteria. The three criteria in the macro charts here would really going to drive my decision. We have a lot going on this week. PCE earnings. We have FOMC here in about 3 weeks. We have the markets pricing in rate cuts once again. And now, right now, currently, we have 1,000 lot at 23,450 on NASDAQ. So 6 more points, maybe a little lower. Try to grab that. Try to come on down to 23,450. It'll be a good time. Great oldies. Bought the dip 64.54. I would be careful. Right now they're pulling liquidity even lower to 23,412. Dropping. We have the iron condors back on the tape here. Friday we blasted higher in about 20 minutes and then pinned flat for the rest of the day, right at the iron condor upper leg. There's the YouTube. Right there. Still dropping here. We have a lot of pressure down to 23,400. Let's go take a look at ES. ES is 64.60 down to 64.50, so 15 points lower. All liquidity pulling lower here. Options chain at the moment is quite bearish for the time being. What's up, Dan? Bandit Will. I'd like to apologize to you all retroactively because I listened to about 20 minutes of my live stream from Friday and I realized how awful listening to ice chewing is. So I'm going to refrain from doing that from now on. That's awful. I would not listen to myself. What happened Friday wasn't there. JPOW comments. JPOW came on and pretty much said that we are cutting rates in September, and the market took that as a bullish response and absolutely launched into the stratosphere. It was a very bittersweet day for me. Bittersweet day. So, what changed between Friday and today? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's see right here. Looking through the market here, we don't really have any major outliers. The entire market is red, except for Google, but it's not that deeply red. We're talking 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, small potatoes here. All the X's are red, but also, once again, very tight. VIX is green by about 5%. Listening to you chew ice is somehow comforting. Yeah, I apologize for that. Yeah, so in terms of the signals channel, I don't really have much right now. All of the products have already reacted to our levels and are moving, or they're not really near a level here. So I apologize for the inactivity in that channel, but I'm watching. And if I see something, I will trigger it. call buying. We have 300 million in calls, 162 million in puts. Back up, baby. Back up. Topic on NASDAQ. Liquidity. 6,500 is the top liquidity on ES. Bottom side is 6,450. So we're talking about a 50-point difference there. NASDAQ has 1,000 lot at 23,425. 3 criteria is your best friend. Everybody have a good week. Good weekend. I lost a chicken this weekend to a hawk. That was a traumatic experience for the kids. Not only did we lose the, it wasn't necessarily the fact of coming home to a dead chicken, but we watched the remaining 24 chickens cannibalize that one chicken. Completely destroyed that chicken. My kids did not know that chickens will eat their own. Pecking order, yeah. Yeah, they're cannibals. They ate that chicken, and they were ravenous, man. I tried to get that chicken out of there, the carcass. They were ravenous. They were ready to, like, peck my eyeballs out to get that chicken. I was like, come on, bro. Come on, Jeffrey Dahmer. I couldn't think of a clever chicken name. I never saw that happen. I've had a lot of chickens. Yeah, yeah. 23,500. Coming back up to retest upper levels. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Boom. What we got? Even chickens know chicken is delicious. Yep. Circle of life. 100%. Did you know that chickens are originally from T-Rex? I did not know that. I love it, McAbagooly. They go after their own more viciously than any other food. Yep. Do you take lion's mane or any other? No, but I did hear that lion's mane is a good cancer fighter. My daughter's in her first year of soccer, and the competitive factor finally clicked for her in the game. Oh, that's cool. That's always a great experience to watch the competitiveness click in. So far, nice little green move. NASDAQ is 75% long, which is funny because at the bottom they were 61% short. It's funny how quickly traders react. That's why that tilt indicator is completely useless. Or at least it's great for a pivot indicator. 23,500 NASDAQ. That's a 60-point bounce or so. ES is about to take out the highs. Oh, there it did. Coming back up here. Beautiful stuff. Do you think the market will react to NVIDIA? I absolutely think the market will react to NVIDIA. Yes. Big time. Big time. It's funny watching them chase each other, and when one finds a frog or a mouse, something like that, they love meat. They do love meat. Big time. Shorts are off again. I'm still in the category of buy the dip. Still. Just I'm a little more cautious this week, but I am still in the category of buy the dip until I see what I need to see on the daily charts. I still have to place myself in the type of trader of buy the dip. Absolutely. So, good stuff. It's too rewarding. Man, 80% long on NASDAQ. They hammered that thing. That's almost a short indicator right there. Beautiful stuff. Do we have any high volume spike? We don't have any high volume spike yet. We're back and forth, 486. I may have missed it, but do you talk about the XE posted from John about the VIX? Yeah. So, I mean, it was just a stat. That's someone I follow, and he posted just data analysis that whenever the VIX is down that much, that 95% of the time, the S&P is red in the next 2 days. And so far, I mean, it's proven out to be pretty accurate. Hard to argue with the data results. Big old top wave right after. Look at the next 5-minute candle. The algorithm flipped exactly. Look, in all of a sudden, 80% long on tilt down to 50%. So you see how quickly that thing changes. Traders are reactionary trading. They're chasing the price action here, and they're getting wrecked. I wish you could see the profit margin on the tilt as well for the average trader. Watch it go to 0 as the day goes on. What's a big liquidity on ES? On ES right now, the biggest level on the books right now is 64.50, 287 orders. The skew is 6,500 up and 64.50 down. Looking at the options, we have an aggressive call buying up to 525 million, and then no put activity here to speak of. We do have data in 20 minutes. Apple plans foldable curved glass iPhone. Oh my gosh. Little bit of red here. 60% long on NASDAQ. Could have made good money playing the gold range in pre-market. Yeah. I've taken so few trades in pre-market this past summer, I don't even know what it's like to trade. I think I've taken like 3 pre-market trades since like April. But first, Spot Gamma has been all over it, man. They've called the zombie market 2 months ago, that the market was trending into a zombie market, and they freaking called it. I gotta hand it to them. I didn't see it coming. But this slow, grindy price action in very tight ranges, it's been terrible. $684 million in calls. They're pounding calls right here. Pounding calls. S&P is a lot more bullish than the NASDAQ. You're welcome, Redek. You're welcome. Just waiting for a 3 criteria. Not only on NASDAQ, but on anything. ES is nicely up. We do have a little bit of a volume spike on that bottom wick here. It looks like ES is about to take the highs out on that. Oh, there you go. 64.73. But still tighter price action. Beautiful. Right here. ES still going. Looking for 64.75. YM could be looking for a nice rejection. Let's go take a look at YM. Have a little descending wedge sort of thing going on right here. There's a long way down if this thing fails, though, on everything. Long way down. Oil is breaking out. Can oil get to 65.90? In fact, I'm going to set an alert on oil right there and wait for that baby this week. CL is launching. Palantir is getting wrecked. So far, pretty terrible open. Garbage. Apple's rocketing, so short NASDAQ. Heh, you know what? You're probably right. You are probably right, homie. You are probably right. Just very wiki. Very wiki. They're selling some of the calls. They spiked to about 900 million in calls, and they've sold off 300 million instantly. A little bit of top wick across the board. Booyakasha. What do we got? Little red NASDAQ, big old top wick over. Large red engulfing to undo the entire range. Man, I like that tilt indicator. That's a beautiful counter move. Anytime that thing goes one-sided, counter the move. I've watched it sit there and just whipsaw back and forth out of curiosity. It's fantastic. Platinum up to 1364. Silver's up. Gold is bouncing. ES is still range bound. NASDAQ is bottom wicking. Do we have any volume spike? So that was a, I mean, even then didn't give me a lot of good 3 criteria. There's a high volume move right at the bottom, so there's a 3 criteria support move. Did you say tilt? I did. Top Step has a what they call a tilt indicator that shows the one-sidedness of the retail trader. Only the people that trade Top Step, though. Obviously, they don't have Top Step data. And they show that when people are positioned one way or the other in NASDAQ. And right now, at the top, it was showing almost 80% long NASDAQ. And now it's showing 61% short. So, on the 1 minute, we had a volume spike at the lows in an immediate green candle. They are back to buying puts here. They've sold off almost all the calls. And we're just whipsawing back and forth. We have data in 13 minutes. I just hit my trading time, so I am free to roam about the cabin here, so to speak. I'm tilted by the garbage price action. Yep, it's garbage, but there's a lot coming here, too. There's a lot coming. Can they wreck this price action, though, is the question. That would be your indication. A little bit of red there on ES. NASDAQ, bottom wicking after volume, too. But we have put buying, call selling, ever so slightly, but they're just hollowing out the range here. They're hollowing out the range at the moment. Where's the VIX going? VIX is 1485. ES is still sliding lower. They're still buying puts, selling calls. Oh, man. We have 23,470. Data in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. What's up, Woo Loot? How you doing, buddy? Platinum is there. ES is 64.68. NASDAQ is up to 480. Smack dab in the middle of the range. Looks like they're going to reclaim after the 5. That's a 1 minute high volume, but we're not getting any confirmation on the 5 minute, but they are roasting this thing now. Roasting this thing. Big old bottom wick. Big old bottom wick. Hollowing out the range. Hollowing out the range. Nice dump? Yeah. Yep. So we might be able to get a 3 criteria long here. If they could hold this bottom wick with volume, we might be able to get a 3 criteria long here. But they got to make something go. Oh, 5 minute algorithm shift. Immediately 5 minute algorithm shift. Immediate 5 minute algorithm shift. Dumped it all the way over. We'll see what they could do. $64.68. They're going to dump it or they're going to roll it. Let's see. Are they going to pop it? Right now they're just back and forth. Right now the candles have been red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. I'm watching the tilt fly back and forth. The volume is abysmal. The only thing I've ever had on a volume spike is on the 1 minute. And that's it. They have put buying, call selling back and forth, and just terrible, terrible price action. So no confirmation of anything except crap. Back to the median. Back to the median. What can they do? Is there such thing as gourmet ramen? Absolutely there is. Absolutely. App's still going too? Yeah. Yeah. Big old bottom wick again. Back and forth. Crappy price action. Don't get yourself chopped up here. Red, green, red, green. There ain't nothing to trade. There ain't nothing to trade in terms of the futures. Apple's relaunching. Nvidia's flat. Just back and forth. Don't play breakouts here in this environment. You're going to get wrecked. You're going to get, hey, another bottom wick. Are they going to accumulate and go higher? Maybe. Maybe. What else we got? Silver is about to go. Gold is topping out at the pre-market levels. Maybe. We're going to get that. Crap price action. Yeah. NASDAQ. Maybe we'll get a pre-market rejection on gold. Maybe. We do have high volume and resistance on gold off of 34.16. We'll see what they can do. Wheat stock's going to explode. Ooh. Look at the volume on the 1 minute candle on that top wick. Can they hold it? Maybe. You need the 5 minute to get under this prior high, but right now it's just blasting on higher. ES, NASDAQ both dumped. I got nothing for y'all. This is terrible. 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 You got 5 figures in weed stocks. Nice. Nice. It'd be nice if anything worked on my computer. All right, so the 3 criteria are setting up on NASDAQ, or I'm sorry, on gold. We have to have this 5 minute candle close, and if we do that, we might have an actionable position on gold. Beautiful high volume, beautiful top wick, but it's not hasn't closed yet. We have about 30 seconds till it closes. But can we get it to move? Anybody taking any swing positions into after NVIDIA? What are you taking? $64.69. Look at that. Absolute terribleness. AMD's coming up on a major support. Plan on taking a swing for that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to see SPX 64.43 before any longs. It's a very specific level. Right now, call buying and put buying has both kind of stymied. And man, my computer's running slow. What's going on here? We have a whole crap ton of exposure on the zeros right here. So it makes sense that we're kind of back and forth just chilling. Dev start commenting on tilt. More I'm on TPD, so I don't have it. Okay. Mostly just day trade, but if NVIDIA got back to 150, I'd go all in on leaps. Beautiful. Is NASDAQ more bottom wicks or top wicks? I guess it depends what time frame. 5 minutes all bottom wicks. 15 minutes a bottom wick. 3 minute is dojis. 1 minute is mixed. So right now it looks more bullish than anything. NASDAQ is bouncing back up here. See if we can take out the highs. Very tight price action. Another top wick. ES is going. NASDAQ is going. Platinum. Gold is still confirming. If gold can get this 3415.3, we might be able to get a little retraction. Maybe. Terrible. Terrible. Going. Looking for a gold short? Beautiful. Beautiful. 506 or so. Let's see if Mr. Iron Condor is back. Man, there's this freaking everywhere up here. 6,500 is the main exposure. The main exposure. We have 900 million in calls purchased, 19 million in puts, so they are smoking into calls here. Blasteroni. $317. So NASDAQ is testing the day's highs, the morning highs. Now, I don't like the idea of playing breakouts in this environment where everything is so tight and so wicky. So we'll see how this goes. Maui wowie. Love it. 1.2 billion in calls. Smoking it. Smoking it. Was hoping for more volatility after Friday. Well, the Friday's move was pretty much the volatility crush. Unfortunately, that big of a move that quickly sucks all the room out of all the air out of the room. It crushes the vol, it crushes the puts, it crushes any hope of volatility. And now there's no real big catalysts today or tomorrow, so the only thing we have left is we have Wednesday's move and we have Friday's PCE until FOMC. So this is what we have left. Whatever momentum is left, it's just kind of creeping higher. And now it's off to the races. 1.2 billion in calls, 15 million in sold puts. So the option chain is very bullish. Just going. Just going. What was that, 529 or so? Nice healthy top wick. Like I said, I don't like the idea of playing breakouts in this stuff. It is very difficult because it's so wicky. There's no momentum to keep the train going. You try to jump on the train, all of a sudden it stops. Which makes me sitting here, ooh, ES is getting wrecked. Look at that. Ooh. ES is getting wrecked, bro. For real, for real. That's why I don't want to play breakouts. That's why I don't want to play breakouts. Ooh, piece of candy. Just give me something. Gold is still not rejecting. They didn't confirm. Silver's still going. Oil is not really anywhere. RTY. That's volume on the 1 minute. Let's see. Yeah, we have a 5-minute volume on the 1 minute. Little resistance. Resistance. $23,522. Oh man. 520. Doji'd out. TradingView's having a flash sale this week? Really? Uh-oh. That means there's volatility coming and they know it. Uh-oh. What does declining volume as we move up suggest? Nothing. That's normal. It's normal for volume. Usually you have high volume inflows to initiate moves, reversals, stuff like that. But once the trend is in the way and going, volume typically drops off. So high volume spikes, high volume inflows for me, that's where I focus, because that usually tells you a lot of stuff. That tells you where the resistance is, where the support is. Anyone having trouble with the stream? I'm having trouble with the stream. Price action is terrible. We do have some high volume inflow here. Can it hold though? Gold is invalidated that resistance right there. ES is still dumping. NASDAQ is not. NASDAQ is overperforming the S&P. We have 1.4 billion in calls and 15 million in puts. Going. I'm watching NASDAQ go up, ES go down. 71% long on NASDAQ tilt. I don't know, man. I don't know. NASDAQ, if they go, has a... I'd probably look for, I don't know, this pivot here, 570 or so. 570. Retaking that area and going. YM's coming off. Nice. High volume also shows you hit supply. Yep, that's what I just said. So anytime I'm looking for high volume, I want supply or support. Demand, that tells you where the big pivots are, where the counterparties are infiltrating. Next 5-minute algo was immediately red, but bought back up, so still going very strong. We have 1.34 billion in calls and just going. A little bit of red. We do have high volume into this area. 80% long on tilt. 80% long on the NASDAQ tilt. It's been a bit of a warning signal today. We'll see if they reward the 80% long. Do they reward the heavy side of the market? ES is rebounded, 64.70. Terrible. Now the bottom wick. Gold starting to drop. Oh, man. ES, new NASDAQ, new high of the day. ES is about, 64.70? So every single candle on ES is wicked on the 5-minute, except for one. NASDAQ is looking way more bullish. Let's see. ES has liquidity 64.60. NASDAQ has 23,500 to the downside. 500 would be, what, 38 points down. Yay. Are most of those orders simulated? What, on Bookmap? No. No, Bookmap's the real book. Are you talking about the tilt? Yes. Yes. But I mean, if traders are still positioned that way, they want to monitor that. You know, the average trader is chasing. So if you see 80% long at the top, I mean, that's usually an indication that people are saying, oh, this is obviously bullish, I need to buy. Now it's time to tilt to top it. However, so far they are being rewarded. We'll see. Gold 34.17. NASDAQ has this big old set of liquidity at 23,500, 1,000 lot, but he is chasing. He's already shifted up about 40 to 60 points. They've shifted this liquidity higher so far. So it's not necessarily a reliable move there, but we'll see. NASDAQ new high of the day, still going. ES about to go higher. What are the mega tech stocks doing? Nvidia is 179. Apple, Microsoft, all kind of just creeping higher. ES 64.73. $1.7 billion in calls. They are piling into calls and they're selling puts. 155 million of sold puts, 1.7 billion of purchase calls. So aggressively bullish on the option chain. It's almost like they're going to pin us flat and then launch it as per the option chain, but we'll see. NASDAQ is not wanting to go down at all, not even a wick at all, even though the move is aggressively positioned to the long side. Relentless green trend so far on NASDAQ. About to pop it, and they're probably going to go for 570 or so. Just up, 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 and away, baby. Up, up, and away. Buy the dip. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. 551 still going, about to go for highs. Boom. Breakout. Breakout. 75% long, being rewarded. Chase the top. ES. Terrible. I hate all this price action. I hate all this price action. Silver's going. Gold is going. Yep. Gold, nice little sweeping top wick. Pure radio host. Yeah, it's awful. Awful. I have a question. Also asked this in one of your videos in regards to your entry post. And 3 criteria you wait for the close above. The criteria you say you wait for a close. How's your entry? Always the close price. How's my entry always the close price? It's not always a close price. So I've said this multiple times. The third criteria is the least important of the 3. So it's a sentiment. It's dependent on the situation. So the first 2 are the most important. Volume with wick. I'm looking for the price action to prove to me that it's ready to go lower or go higher depending on which sentiment. So I need it to start moving beyond, in the case that, like, if I want to see this reject, I need to see this thing close under the prior high of the prior candle. Now, depending on the environment, depending on the location, depending on the sentiment, the price action, I'll play it a little bit early. If it just moves under, sometimes I'll wait for the close. It depends on confidence. But the whole theme is that you have to wait for the price action to prove to you that it's ready to go beyond the prior level of the candle, whichever, short or low, doesn't matter. So in this case, if you're looking for a short, the market has to be able to prove to you we need to get under 23,548, which right now it's starting to do, but it's got to hold it. You know, you've got to prove to you. So at what point are you going to enter a short position? Are you going to front run it? Are you going to wait for a close? Because right now the market is relentlessly drifting higher. It's bottom wicking every single little wick. It doesn't matter how big or how small. So I'm not really going to front run this short unless I see an aggressive amount of volume, an aggressive top wick, and maybe a short under, or close under. So right now, the market's still supportive of just drift higher, drift higher, drift higher. We have relentless call buying. So in the face of extreme bullishness here, do I want to really front run a short? No, I don't, because you're going to get smoked, especially that NASDAQ could run back up to 606, which is the pre-market high, and you're going to get destroyed by 70 points on NASDAQ. So if I'm looking for a short position on this move, I better have all three criteria and something to prove to me that the shorts are starting to hit the tape. Sometimes I'll front run it. Sometimes I won't even wait for the third criteria. Sometimes the second I see volume with wick, I'll enter. But that third criteria is a confidence booster. That's what that is. The volume in the price action tells me a lot. Southwest rules. Oh my gosh. Love it. More confirmation, the better the odds. That's right. It's all about managing probabilities. ES just got dumped. NASDAQ, not really. Not really. So we'll see who's going to follow whom. They're selling some calls. They're buying a couple of puts. NASDAQ is still bottom wicking to go higher. ES is still dropping back over, so a little bit of divergence here. A little bit of divergence here. Big old bottom wick NASDAQ to go higher. ES 6470. What's up, Longhouse? Yeah, so the plus signs are the particularly strong levels I want you to pay attention to. They're sold off about 600 million of calls. They bought back some of the puts, but yeah. Big old bottom wick on NASDAQ to go higher. Look at that. And that right there is why you need a closure of a candle to go. Big time. Big time. NASDAQ rejected Powell anchored VWAP. They have VWAPs now that are anchored to news events. Jeez. Next 5-minute algorithm, immediately green on NASDAQ. ES is 6470. So ES is not performing at all. It's dead flat. NASDAQ is obviously quite bullish. Quite bullish. And they're about to take out the new highs. Is NASDAQ going to pre-market high? I don't know. Looks like it. Looks like it. There he goes. About to go. Everything is bottom wick. Look. Bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick. And now this candle's going to do it. Buy the dip. Still. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Good stuff. There we go. About to go. About to go. Blasteroni. About to go. That'll be another 60 points on NASDAQ if it gets there. The new indicator will make you profitable. The Powell anchored VWAP. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Sweeping top wick on NASDAQ. Probably will buy it up. Probably will buy it up. Silver. Gold. Gold's still holding this rejection point. It's nice. Looking for NASDAQ to grab stops above the pre-market high before retracing. That's probably exactly what they're going to do, especially with this price action. I don't feel comfortable trading in such a heavily diverged market. Usually when the S&P and NASDAQ are diverged like this, especially on a tighter wiki day, it's not a good sentiment to trade, especially NASDAQ, because things are all over the place. ES keeps having these sweeping dumps. NASDAQ, no matter what, is top wicking higher, top wicking into a bottom wicking just higher, higher, higher. We have aggressive bullish price action on the options chain, and yet we have liquidity lower on Bookmap. So it's just not the best of conditions here. A lot of false signals. The three criteria haven't pinged anything yet, so it's whatever, man. You know, we had a whole bunch of fun on Friday morning, and now we're just kind of chillaxing. I'm being extra casual because Mondays are by far my worst days. Mondays are my second worst days. Friday's usually my first. Mondays are my second, by far. So, not to mention, this is just a crap setup. Just an absolute crap setup. NASDAQ, hey, another bottom wick. Do we have three criteria yet? Absolutely not. Nothing. Nothing says short here. Nothing. It doesn't matter. Tilt can go to 99% long. There's nothing says short here. The Nancy Pelosi anchored VWAP. Oh, man. Y'all kill me. What is my best day? Right now, my stats say Thursday is my best day. Tuesday's number 2, Wednesday's number 3, Monday's number 4, and Fridays are my worst. Hey, little red. Watch him undo the entire range. That would be hilarious. Alrighty. Alrighty. But they're bottom wicking it. Bottom wick, yep. If you're going to go by weighted average, you'll have to throw Jerry Nadler in there. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are nuts. $279 million in puts, $1.4 billion in calls. Hmm. 23.5 for retesting. NASDAQ. Interesting, man. ES is going back down to lows of the day. NASDAQ is still hovering up here. So one is going to catch up to the other. What's going to... Look at all the call buying that happened with the S&P, and S&P still went down. Just a weird day. Weird day. Big divergence. This may sound funny, but I'm proud of myself for not taking any trades. No, that does not sound funny at all, dude. You should be very proud of yourself for not touching this stuff. When I'm not confident, I'm out. I'm out. Kind of like those Depends commercials. When I'm not feeling confident, I trust Depends for my bathroom needs. Same thing with this, man. The 3 criteria keep me safe. On the ES 5-minute, did we have 3C short on the close of the 10-10 candle? Let's take a look. 5-minute. Technically, I mean, yeah, but you would have to have been very quick on it. So we had a doji, which does have a top wick in it. We had high volume. We had a green candle, which I don't necessarily want to see immediate green, and then we had the red move under. So yeah, it's just you would have to be very quick on the trade. Technically, you could probably still even be in that short. But, yeah. You shorted off the overnight low. You shorted the break of the overnight low. Ah. Mistake, I held too long. Another bottom wick on NASDAQ to go back up. If ES flies, NASDAQ is going to absolutely rock it. Probably to overnight highs. Technically, yes, but the tricky with the lack of confluence. Yeah. NVIDIA is hitting a resistance of 179.38. Might be weak enough to hold down NASDAQ a little bit for ES to catch up. I got resistance for NASDAQ around 23.585. Well, I mean, NASDAQ has a couple of different little pivots. They've got this little pivot here at 568. They've got the overnight levels here up at 600. So between 607 and 600 are the prior twos. Oh, man. Buy the dip, 100%. Always buy the dip. I'm starting to see swing put trades on Twitter, which means we have to go higher first. Looking. Still bottom wicking. There we go. Bottom wicking there. Still going. ES is still ping. Man, what a terrible day. All right. Gold, we might actually have that 3C short start to play out here. Give them a tweet about 95% red day private for a rally. Heck yeah, man. Know what? What's up, Vampire? 4 months till Christmas. Heck yeah, baby. I love it. Today was a glorious, glorious day. I walked outside. It was a chilly 60 degrees, clear skies, not a bit of humidity. Went and brought some water down to the chickens. Gave me a couple of cock-a-doodle-doos. It was great. It was great. Gold starting to break. Little drawdown on gold. Hold on a second. What is that? Markets are closed on Monday. I forgot about that. So we have a 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend. Chickens that don't lay eggs get ate. I mean, eventually, yeah. And if I was hungry enough, 100%. $23,533 Nasdaq. ES is dropping back down. Nasdaq is still hovering the highs. I only knew it was a holiday coming up when I got spammed by TradingView for sales. Nice. Look at all this liquid. 23,500 would give us 1,500 orders on Nasdaq. So that should fill. I just don't know when. Right now, man, it is just stuck. Stuck. Nasdaq bottom wick, ES bottom wick, RTY bottom wick, platinum is there, Dow's down. I got nothing, dude. Gold bottom wick. Terrible. Terrible. ES looks like it's just squeezing this range. Yep. Yep. They haven't sold many calls. They sold a little bit. And they purchased a very small amount of puts, but that's it. NASDAQ bouncing, about to go high. About to take out the highs, go to pre-market levels. Terrible. L to replay. L to replay. Good old premium burner. Yep. Create alerts for morning range and walk away. You're 100% right. That's a great idea. Market seemed to be sideways this morning. Yep. I gotta think NASDAQ is about to rip everybody's faces off to 600. Simply, this looks like absorption style price action. They just piled back into 200 to 300 million more calls. I mean, it looks like they're going to rip faces off here in a second. Rip them to 600, baby. Rip them to 600. Can they do it? Rip them to 600. Let's do it. ES 6460. This may be some of the worst price action of the entire year. Of the entire year. Oh, man. There are holidays in UK's only, though. No, I mean, the whole market. The whole, doesn't matter who's trading it. Market's closed on Monday. Today's UK holiday? Nice. Blasteroni. They just took out the new highs and then top ticked here. Sorry, I'm messaging TPT because I'm having an issue with my funded account. that just got activated. So bear with me. They have to elevate my ticket. I think it's a rhythmic issue. $2 billion in calls. Very, very weird to see this. I can only think that they're about to put on a monster green move on a yes. Absolutely smoke tight price action and just launch pad calls. I'm still in relentless buy the dip mode, although I haven't taken a trade today. That's where my mind is. That is where my mind is. Need some gabagoo. I actually tried to go buy some gabagoo this weekend, Dan. I cannot find a single place that sells gabagoo. The closest thing I found is Publix sells hot cappy, but no gabagoo, unfortunately. I was going to make me a sandwich. Oh, man. $2 billion in calls. Just grinding higher. Best shape I've been in my life. I think people at the gym, random places, tell me I look good, asking what my diet is. Feels wild. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it, buddy. There may have been a trade opportunity at 10:21 on the 1 minute. Yeah, but if I have to peek between the 1 minute candles, then I'm just out. This is terrible. This is absolute garbage price action. If I have to wince at the idea of clicking my mouse, then I'm just out. It's just not worth it to me. Just not worth it to me. No bueno, dude. No bueno. Plus, it's a beautiful day outside. It almost feels like fall. Another bottom wick. Hey, another bottom wick on NASDAQ or Rooney. What are they going to do? My biggest concern is now is the near-term OIN calls and puts for SPX at 6,000 for September OPX. Yeah, bloody. Love it. Not looking forward to winter. Yeah, we have pretty mild winters here, though, in northern Alaska. You know, there's times in December and January I can wear a T-shirt. Of course, we do have our cold spells, but I don't know what's going on, man. But I think collectively we might have to start going to buy some aerosol cans and just spraying them into the air because our summers are getting way too freaking hot. At this point, I want global change, global climate change. I'm just gonna start spraying Freon everywhere. So you did read it. I did read it, yeah. It's not because the sun entered its season for 7 years. Our summers were super short this year. Entered its season. What do you mean? I wait all winter just to complain that it's too hot to go out. Yep. Yeah. Fall is my favorite season of the year, baby, because you get spring. I feel like it gets hot too quick. It goes from freezing to hot too quick. But fall, you've got until about early September until first week of December, maybe, of some great T-shirt, maybe a light hoodie weather. But I mean that's way longer. It's good stuff, man. Fall's the best. Beautiful, beautiful. Leaf foliage. You got pumpkins, pumpkin spice lattes if that's your thing. I'm not a pumpkin guy. Rather have gabagoo. New England, our leaves are turning color and falling. Uh-oh. Here come the tourists. How do you know they bought $2 billion in calls? I'm using Spot Gamma. If you look at the bottom left of your telly, you'll see 1.4 billion. Well, they sold off. It was 2 billion. See this little green spike? 2 billion in calls. They sold off to 1.4. This is a very weird session because this is probably the tightest price action of the entire year. No exaggeration. And yet we have 2 billion in calls on the books. Usually when we have that much skew, we're at least trendy. But this is absolutely awful. This is literally Christmas Eve has better price action than this. It's absolutely awful. This is beyond choppy. This is so choppy you might as well call it Benihana. I love autumn in upstate New York. Love doing the drive then. I'm dying so freaking hard. I'm craving gabagoo. Heck yeah, baby. Heck yeah. Get a little gabagoo. Very weird day. Very weird day. I have no problem not clicking the old button Roni here. The old gabagoo. My daughter told me she wants to try competitive swimming. Got to do that. Barcoding. Yeah. Gold went back up. Oil. VIX is still plummeting. Back down right here. The man right here. Y'all remember Mystical? What about Maine? Anybody live in Maine or up in that area? How y'all looking? How's the lobster? You do remember Mystical? Heck yeah, man. I have nothing for y'all, man. Nothing to offer y'all. I did not earn my $25 today. 64.90 to 6,500. Call it 6,500 is the main level. 64.10 is the main level to the south. But that should not be of surprise. That's been every day now for the past week. SPX 6,500, SPX 6,400. That's right, Kyle. Love it, buddy. How's your mother? We got time. Main thing right now is we'll test last week's lows again this week. Oh, yeah? Climbing up. A little bit of green. A little bit of green. Everyone trying to play the breakout and keep getting whacked. They'll stop out immediately for it to roll. Oh, man. So far, the biggest green candle since 9 o'clock. Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? Biggest green candle in an hour. Is it going to hold? Looks like it. Is this the final squeeze we've been waiting for? What's my end of year prediction? I have no idea. My long-term predictions have been so wrong. I have no idea. This market has blasted expectations so far the past 4 years. I don't think anyone truly has any idea of what this market is doing. It's just nuts. It's nuts. It's kind of scary. It is definitely scary. Because what happens? Like, it's kind of like we're at that point in the market where does it continue to blast and the S&P goes to 10,000, or are we going to have a very massive retracement? Like, can it continue to do this for years, for another 4 or 5 years? You know, it's just what happens. I mean, this is obviously just unparalleled money printer just being left on. It's like the federal government left on a computer somewhere in some back office on 95 Windows. It's just like cramming the buy button. And they're scrambling to get it to turn off. Haven't taken a single trade today with this garbage, vegging out watching Jackson Hole Town Square live cam. That's what you're doing to veg out? Jeez, man. Do you believe all the EMP before, like an electromagnetic pulse? Would you say there's a support resistance level at RTY 2396? Yeah, let's take a look. 2359.6. Not really. If anything, I'm going to look for down here, this 2356 area. 2356. Oh, man. Watch, they're about to, let's see, this thing's tried to break out like 4 times. It's failed every time. It's about to do it again. Terrible. What else we got here? I got nothing else, man. I got nothing else. Need a little lunch. Kind of waiting for an opportunity for an EMP so I can veg out my chickens all day with my 308. Yeah. The only thing about survival, that situation that it doesn't get me excited, is the medical side of things. Because we go back to you catch a common cold and you're dead. Other than that, I'm good. Like, I'm good on food. I'm good on water. I'm good with survival. I'm good with protection. I'm good with everything. But the medical part. Just because I have kids. You know, I don't want to see my kids die because they get dysentery. You know. I've got, we live, our farm has thousands of walnut trees we can eat walnuts off of. We have acorns, we can eat acorns. You got all sorts of stuff. Deer, chickens, other people if we get hungry enough. I bought open calls. If it crashes, you'll know why. Uh-oh. Is it dropping? Is it dropping? I love it. All right, so we have an attempted breakout. They roll it back over to catch everyone trying to chase it for the 18 billionth time. I find it interesting, the cars, the way people address some coats. Oh, nice. Sanitation has come a long way. You should be fine. Heck yeah. Buy the dip. The market's in easy mode. Heck yeah, it is. Look, rolling it back over again. 23,547. It's cracking me up watching the tilt go back to long and then immediately flip to red on these little red candles. They're wrecking everyone. Now they're going to dump the whole thing. And then when you try to play the breakdown at 23,530, they're going to bounce it again. Cracks me up. Cracks me up, man. OM's nightmare of those Neo puts. Oh, Neo puts, man. I've been short Neo for years. Joined late. Did I miss the Neo puts? Oh. What's up, Eric? Sanitation's come a long way. What data does the tilt indicator take in? Only top step traders on positioning on NASDAQ and ES. All right, people tried to chase the downside. They bottom wicket. Amazon is about to report a spike in keyboard sales for today's session. My question is, how can the country be in debt? Wouldn't that imply all the money we make from the market is all loser? Well, yeah, it is all fake. Every bit of it. Does your neighbor's cow still come to visit? No, she's got her property is divided by the road. So she'll go back and forth between the property on the other side of the road and the property on my side of the road. She hasn't brought him over this year once. I think it's because the fence is in such disarray that she can't control him on this side of the property anymore. And if it comes, she knows if it comes back over, I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of beef jerky. So. Shroot bucks. Yeah, it is all shroot bucks. Get yourself a good trade, you make 10,000 shroot bucks. Fugazi. It's all a Fugazi. It's all a Fugazi. Where's SPX at? SPX is currently 64.57. That leaves 43 points away from the upper leg of the puts. Still going up. Still going up. I think I'm going to do some heavy squat cleans today. I feel like doing some squat cleans. Oh, this thing's definitely going now after that shakeout. Definitely going. Looking strong now. Put sold, call sold. Yeah. Send it. We have $2 billion again in calls. They're still buying calls, baby. Still buying calls. There you go. Now they're going to blast a Roni. Now they're going to blast a Roni. How we cooking? Looks like they're going to smoke the upside here now. That looks like a shake and bake. Attempted breakout, people chase, they dump it back over, they bottom wicket, they get people to start shorting now, and now's where they clear higher. It's just the market mechanics. Market mechanics. The old market mechanics. The old market mechanics. Watch, they're about to send this thing to 600. Watch it. Here it goes. Here it goes. Oh. Oh. So, how much software would you like to buy? Interesting. I had no idea they were going to do that. I love it. I love it. Lucky guess. Yeah, lucky guess. Lucky guess. Man, the myth to jabroni. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is boring. Beginner question. What's up, Sharif? I'm still new to options. What do you think about leaps instead of buying stock? I personally do not like leaps. Personally. I have no problem against them. I don't really have any major argument against them except for the obvious of theta. But if you're taking a 12-month leap or whatever and the price action is very trendy as it has been the past 4 or 5 years, they shouldn't be an issue. I would prefer to buy the stock. The reason being, I'm old school. I think buying for 20, 30-year holds for, wealth and wealth generation, dividend payments, all that kind of stuff, stock appreciation. I think you can't beat that. So, which is why I'm not going to be. I'll probably never be mega rich. I've carved out a nice little piece of wealth for myself, but I'll probably never be mega rich because I don't take those type of risks. Admittedly, so. I'm very plain Jane vanilla. Mega jabroni. That's right. Here we go. There's a relentless amount of call buying here. I am rich on life. I am rich. I'm very blessed with my life, I have to say. I have a beautiful family, a beautiful farm. I'm a healthy, super hot wife. She's right there, is she? Yeah, she's right here. Oh man, 22,578 still going. Sounds like you would like Bitcoin. I regret not buying Bitcoin, 100%. I wish I understood it more. Why do our politicians keep posting them pictures or videos of themselves doing pull-ups, and they're all no reps? I get the point. They're trying to relate to the masculine side of things and be all strong and stuff, but at least do a rep. No rep, no rep, no rep, no extension. Just got on. From the look of the chart, you guys are probably talking about food or politics. You are 100% right. Not politics, though. 17K was my buy opportunity. I regret that. Yeah. It's a metaphor. They don't do reps because they don't rep us. I love it. PB&J. I love it. It's called political theater. Yeah. 1% allocation will go a long way in hedging inflation. Yeah. It's not too late. Yeah. I've been a typical boomer with with Bitcoin. I've just kept saying to myself, it's already too late, it's already too high, and it just keeps on going higher. So I completely dropped the ball with Bitcoin. Oh man. I removed Bitcoin from all my charts and tools and never want to see it again. Why is that? And kipping, yeah. Yeah. New to the channel, very interesting. Do you let us know when you take a trade yourself in the form of scalps? I do, yeah. Right now, I'm not touching nothing, Mohammed the Ho. Welcome to the channel. I apologize you're joining up on a slow day, but this is absolute terrible price action. So to me, I'm just no going here. I'm just watching, looking, setting up levels for the rest of the week. But yeah, welcome. I have some trade reviews posted of my past trades if you'd like to go take a look at those. On the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. Been terrible, worst ticker I trade consistently. Huh. I've never traded it other than buying one of them. I bought one Bitcoin years ago, and I sold it for a very small profit. I did the same thing with ETH, Ethereum. If I'm long, what's the upside target for the S&P? Well, your first main obstacle is 64.76, which is the day's highs, the morning range high. If you can clear that, we can go for overnight highs. But that's a very big obstacle right now. Just the price action is so slow. Now, you have to your support massive amount of call buying and zero put buying. In fact, we are in a put sold territory. We have 152 million of sold puts. We have 2.1 billion in purchase calls. So usually, when I see that type of data, we're flying. But S&P can't even come close to taking out the high of the day. It's very, very slow price action. So I would go for the morning high, and then after that, be cautious. If they can finally take out morning high, then you might look for overnight high. But this is just so slow. If I used to pull mine in a college laptop back when I was about $3, oh man. I lost my Discord. How can I get in again? I'm a member. I don't know. You you may have to create a new Discord account, and you'll have to cancel your membership and re-up it under a new Discord name. I can't send a link. I guess I'm not sure what you mean by lost your Discord. Like, did you lose your whole Discord account? I mean, I could send you a link to the Discord, but if your Discord name is not linked to your account, then it's not going to help you. Something just shook out. They just dumped it and bottom wicked it instantly. It's going now. She going to capitulate? I mean, everything I'm seeing here says squeeze. I don't know if it's going to happen, but they're selling puts aggressively. They're buying calls aggressively. There's absolutely zero selling pressure whatsoever. So I got to think they're going to squeeze it. I mean, the buy the dip is still in. I had almost 3 Bitcoin and sold at 10K and tried to short the top and it got wrecked. Pretty sad story. Oh, I hate that. When you get out of a long too early and then you FOMO and chase the short and get wrecked. Oh, it's terrible. I've done that. Closed my Q calls for 70%. Beautiful. My former neighbor bought the house next to mine with Bitcoin and then built himself a house in Florida with Bitcoin. Stories like that make you want to punch yourself in the face repeatedly. Yep. Yep. I mean, anything. Think about Tesla. Back in Tesla, man. I had a buddy trying to tell me back in my early military days, 2012, he's like, hey, man, buy Tesla. It's going to be a great company. And he's telling me all about it, and I just glaze over. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm not buying some electric car company. It's terrible. At the time, I think it was like $1.50 a share. Pre-split, all that stuff. It was terrible. Terrible. New high of the day for the S&P. Still going. I finally did invest in Tesla, but not back then. Not back then. $1.50 share I wouldn't invest either because I don't think it was a penny stock. Yep. What stock do you really hate right now? I might throw a couple hundred at it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Right now, I don't really hate much. Man, they are piling into calls. 2.6 billion calls, 470 million sold puts. No shorting, obviously, if you don't already know that by now. Still going. All right, about 10 more minutes. I'm going to call it a day. Still, just buying calls, selling puts, baby. Going, going, going. No shorting. No shorting. Where's NASDAQ at yet? NASDAQ is coming into the pre-market highs. It's 16 points away from pre-market high. Had to step out. Any trades today? Nope, nothing. Nothing. Sorry, team. What happened? Oh. It's all right. Go sit in the corner. When you send me a link for the OTM. I don't know what OTM is. You keep saying OTM. I don't know what that is. The link to the Discord is in the description of the video. Like, I'm so confused about this whole situation. I mean, there's the link to the Discord. Is that what you want? Let me get that OTM link. Yeah. My Greta's not falling through with getting solar panels too far. Oh. 23,582 here. We're just kind of grinding higher. Somewhere Kennedy is sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth in cold sweats, because we have some crazy trend lines going on here. Thoughts on the open chart? Clear's looking for a link to your logged in bank account. Yeah. It's like I lost my Discord access. Can you send me your bank routing information? Yeah, sure. 638297843. What do you want to know? What chart? Which time frame? Massive 3-2 criteria on July 21st. They took out the prior resistance with volume, and then now we have continuation. So we're in breakout mode. Any red, you look for 496 as support. Other than that, we're in breakout mode. I hate you all for not telling me about this before I did it, because I want to get a penny stock. Yeah, but you didn't tell me back when it was 50 cents. I want penny stock. Did you? I don't know. One of my goals in life is to take like a 2-cent stock to $300. If one of y'all could do that for me, I will give you a free $25 Discord membership. If you can make me absolutely rich. I'm just kidding, kind of. All right, 8 more minutes. I'm calling it a day. What you got? No shorting until you have massive volume. Like if you want to flush this style of price action, you have to have very strong 3 criteria. So either do nothing or just play the relentless, very slow creep up. Period. NASDAQ is almost to the overnight highs. A couple of points away. Make me super rich. Here's a muffin. Yeah. Yeah. In all honesty, that's been the other way around. I've shown someone how to make a tremendous amount of money for $25. But yes. Here we go. 23,601 going to overnight high of 606. SPY's about to hit that overnight gap. It's getting there. It's getting there. You're closing 5. Yeah, buddy. All right. Oh, man, almost time. Gonna get some lunch. $23.6 was top liquidity on NASDAQ, so we'll call it there. May go higher. Nice. Trump to sign. Oh. I'm not going to comment on that. But that was hilarious. Well done. Well done. 2.8 billion. 23,600 NASDAQ. $23.6 on the dot. What's up, bull-minded? Hello, bienvenidos. Here comes 600. Even the 1 minute chart is tight. Jeez. Watching NASDAQ bounce in a 3 point range is insane. This is 100% the slowest price action of the year. This is terrible. I've seen more volatile days on holidays. Let's get to the green. Let's do it. Here comes the overnight high. $2.8 billion in calls. Still going. Still going. Sweeping imbalance from 608. Can you get it? Can you get it? Never saw the NASDAQ struggle so hard to put on 10 points. Yep. This is ridiculous, man. This freaking spot guy absolutely called it. I didn't see anyone else calling for this type of price action, this zombie crap. But they were spot on. Spot on. I mean, I'm on the 1 minute. I feel like I'm on the 15. Terrible. It's gonna rip. It's almost there. Yeah. Going full Leroy Jenkins on the OM exit stream. Heck yeah, man. The calm before the storm. We're going for pre-market highs, baby. No shorting at all unless you see major volume. Until then, just going. I love it, big audio, man. Love it. I traded the NASDAQ 855 minute candles a week 3C, more of a 2C, but I wrote it up overnight. Nice, H. Well done. For some reason, Discord has still put me on stream mode, which means all of your names are only one letter, so I can't really tell who's who. Which is the dumbest feature ever, but and I can't. Usually I can turn it off, but they're not letting me today. Oh man, this is why y'all kill me today. I love it. I love it. Cash is in the Air Force. People in the military have a stronger opinion about that. Yeah, I have an opinion about that. Three C top forming, maybe very minor. I'm still not really looking to short. Not. It'll be obvious when that stuff happens. The problem is that this is so slow and so grindy. When they were actually introduce some volume, it's going to wipe out half the range in about 2 seconds. But that's okay. This is not a top condition market to trade here. The only thing I can really advise is just buy the dip. That's what we've been doing now for weeks. Just buy the dip. We are not in a selling climax yet because of the daily chart. Buy the dip until it stops buying, baby. That's it. All right, y'all. I'm calling it a day. Very tight price action. We have big NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. We have most of the market reporting on Wednesday. PCE on Friday. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. So, yeah, buy the dip is still in effect. I'm still going to be buying the dip until otherwise stated, which means I need to see relentless top wick that does not bounce on the daily chart to get me into the process of selling the rips. Right now, it's buy the dip. So, yeah, if I see anything different, I'll update y'all. Other than that, I'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning for another great day. Y'all have a good rest of the day. I'm out. See you.